All right, we now have a breaking news story that Elon Musk made direct appeals to Donald Trump to reverse the new blanket tariffs that he's placed on every single country except for Russia and North Korea, oddly enough. But imagine donating $300 million to pro-Trump causes. Actually, $40+ billion because he bought the platform of X and used that to help Trump consolidate power. But after spending all of this money and bleeding even more money in the interest payments, you lose another $30 billion on top of that because the idiot president decides to tariff every single country with very little explanation. So Elon Musk did come out and say, dude, please stop the tariffs. And I don't often agree with Elon Musk, but it's kind of like that one article, the worst person you know happens to be right in this scenario. Right here, Musk made direct appeals to Trump to reverse sweeping new tariffs. The world's richest person, a key Trump advisor and political donor, was ultimately unsuccessful. Obviously, Trump is still applying maximum pain, and Elon isn't the only CEO who came out with a little bit of regret in their voice. We saw Jamie Dimon come out yesterday and say inflation will worsen. We saw Bill Ackman write a long post and say Trump has got to chill out. Dave Portnoy said he's down $7 million. Even that random live streamer Aiden Ross, I made a video about this, he's down $10 million as well. Before we even dig into this Elon Musk story, let me show you this interview of him a few days ago where he's basically saying he wants Europe to be a tariff-free zone.
So at the end of the day, I hope it is agreed that both Europe and the United States should move, ideally, in my view, to a zero tariff situation, effectively creating a free trade zone.
A free trade zone with zero tariffs. That's why you did everything you could to help usher in the most protectionist, aggressive trade era in American history. What are you talking about, dude? And the thing is, we know Elon Musk doesn't like tariffs. I've heard him explain in interviews before, like 5 years ago, before his brain was broken, that tariffs are bad. They hurt the economy, they're bad policy, and you at least need to leave a 12 to 16-month grace period or 18-month grace period to allow companies to build these plants. So he does understand it, but for some reason, I guess he didn't believe that Trump was actually going to do this.
And that would be that's what I hope occurs. And also...
Okay, but moving on. We also learned that Donald Trump's polling after Liberation Day has been disastrous, not only for him, but it's been trickling down. The trickle-down theory has proven true, but in the polling, because now Republican senators and representatives are feeling it in their polls. Listen to this. A majority of American adults are deeply skeptical about Donald Trump's new tariff policy, according to a new YouGov survey, with more than half of those polled say they regard the policy as, quote, the largest peacetime tax hike in U.S. history. Newsweek contacted the Republican National Committee for comment. They got nothing. Now, here's the thing. It's damaged not only the president, but the damage extends downstream to the broader Republican Party. On Wednesday, April 2nd, which Trump dubbed Liberation Day, he announced extensive new tariffs, which credit ratings agency Fitch said will take them to their highest overall level in over 100 years, since 1910. Now, here's the interesting part. We've been waiting a few days for the surveys to come out. Liberation Day wasn't even a week ago, so naturally it takes a few days for the surveys to come out. YouGov finally released their survey of 1,139 adult U.S. citizens between April 3rd and 6th, so the days following Liberation Day, with a 4% margin of error. The poll found 51% of Americans agreed that the tariffs are the largest peacetime tax hike in U.S. history, split between 30% who said they strongly agree, 21% who said they somewhat agree. By contrast, only 20% said they disagreed with that statement. If you had to guess in the comment section below, is that 20% going to be economists or the MAGA cultists who will just follow Trump along no matter what? Of course, it's going to be the MAGA cultists who don't think the tariffs are a big deal. In addition, 51% of Americans said they backed the statement that, quote, Republicans are crashing the American economy in real time and driving us into a recession. This is not Liberation Day, it's Recession Day. Of those, 37% said they strongly disagree, while 14% said they somewhat disagree. So a lot of Americans are beginning to feel this, and I'm going to keep saying what I've said a few times before. It's kind of a grim statement, but Trump has done so much shit in the past that has not broken through to Americans. We can look at January 6th. To us, That is egregious. But honestly, the average American doesn't really know much about it. They don't understand why January 6th was bad. It didn't break through into their daily lives in the way that COVID did. The same thing with Trump's impeachments or his court cases or his convictions in New York. Most people don't understand it. But this is something that people understand. They understand prices going up directly after a new administration comes in and after Trump touts his tariff policy. So my broad point here is, I think this is a key opportunity for us to break through and show people that you took a gamble, you voted for a guy that doesn't understand anything, he's an idiot who's unpredictable, and that unpredictability is going to hurt the economy. But read this. Over the weekend, as Elon Musk launched into a barrage of social media posts criticizing one of the lead White House advisors for President Trump's aggressive tariff plan, Peter Navarro, Elon just cannot stop himself on Twitter from attacking people, so he was attacking Trump's top trade advisor. Maybe that's why Susie Wiles wants him away from the campaign and says that he's basically poison. He's a political liability. But while Musk was going off on Twitter against one of Trump's top advisors, Musk was going over that same official's head and making personal appeals to Donald Trump. Elon Musk was personally begging Donald Trump to stop the tariffs. The attempted intervention, confirmed by two people familiar with the matter who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss private talks, has not brought success so far. Trump threatened Monday to add new 50% tariffs on imports from China to go along with the 34% taxes he announced last week. The president did signal he was open to negotiations on some aspects, but that's completely contradictory. I'm going to keep repeating this. If you want to successfully reshore manufacturing and have companies move here, the companies need to know with 100% certainty that the tariffs will stay there forever, in perpetuity, because if you're going to remove the tariffs in 6 months, why would the companies change policy? So when Trump comes out and says that he actually is open to negotiation, that directly contradicts when he also says that the tariffs are permanent, so that companies will move back. It's all a mess, and I hate it. I hate it all. The attempted intervention, confirmed by two people, has not brought success. Musk, meanwhile, posted a video to X in which the late conservative economist Milton Friedman touted the benefits of international trade cooperation, quote, the impersonal operation of prices, as he put it, breaking down the sources of the materials that go into a simple wooden pencil and how a wooden pencil actually relies on a lot of international cooperation. I made a really good video about this earlier. Go check it out. By the way, because of you guys, we are now the fastest growing Gen Z political channel on all of YouTube. Nobody in my age generation is beating us in growth, and that is because of you guys. So make sure you scroll down. Make sure you hit subscribe to keep that growth going. And thank you to you guys. But let's continue. Musk's break with Trump over a signature administration priority marks the highest profile disagreement between the president and one of his key advisors, who poured nearly $290 million into backing him and other Republicans in last year's elections, and has been leading the U.S. Doge Service's cost-cutting efforts since January. Musk has also disagreed with other members of Trump's coalition on issues such as H-1B visas for skilled immigrants and on Doge's approach to government spending. And again, on Saturday, Musk began attacking Peter Navarro, saying that a PhD in econ from Harvard is a bad thing, not a good thing, that Peter Navarro is an idiot, blah, blah, blah. Musk also said he wants more freedom for people to move between countries and more free trade. He wants Europe to be a free trade zone. I already played that video. Musk, who is the CEO of Tesla, has long seen tariffs as detrimental to the business aims of a company that counts both the United States and China as key manufacturing and consumer hubs. Yes, Tesla does a lot of business with China. Tariffing them is bad for his bottom line. By the way, Musk isn't standing up because of some hardline moral stance that he wants to take, because he wants to have a spine and push back. No, if this did not affect Musk personally, he would not be standing up against Trump whatsoever, and I promise you that. I'll leave it there. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe so I can continue being the fastest growing Gen Z political channel because of you guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.